Today's song is Plush by the Stone Temple Pilots, and we're going to start it off with the famous intro. It goes like this. I'll play it along with the music once for you so you can see how it fits in along with that, and then I'm going to teach it to you note by note. Okay, so as you see, I'm not doing a tremendous amount of finger movement here. It's all basically down here in the open position. All the strums are on just 4 strings, like so. So knowing that, what I'm going to do now is zoom in on my left hand a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. Okay, so here's where it all begins. We're on the 3rd fret of the 2nd and 1st strings, and we're going to use our 2nd finger and our 3rd finger. And we're going to strum just 4 strings, and we're going to do it twice. The next move looks like this. We're going to leave our 3rd finger right here. Our 2nd finger is going to come over here to the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and then our 1st finger is going to drop down to the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And that chord should sound like that. After that, we're going to take these 2 fingers here and just slide them down 1 fret apiece. So our 1st finger ends up on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and our 2nd finger ends up on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. We're going to strum that one twice and then lift these 2 fingers off for our next chord. So again, that's 2 here, switch them around, slide them down, and then open. After that, the part that goes is just open again. 1st finger comes to 1st fret, 2nd string, and then 2nd finger comes to 2nd fret, 2nd string. Put it all together, we get this. And there is that famous intro riff to Plush. Let's move along and take a look at the verse. Okay, this is the verse to Plush. Now there's quite a few chords to this one, so you may want to get out a pen and paper or even go online and find some tabs for it. I'm going to play along with the music first so you can get a good look at what's going on, and then we're going to go over it chord by chord. And like I said, there's quite a few chords, but don't worry, I'm going to go through them finger by finger for you so you can get them all down. Alright, so there we go. There's our verse. It all starts on a G5 chord. And by the way, all the chords that I'm using in this part of the song use either 5 or 6 strings. These 2, the C and the E flat major 7, are the only 2 that use 5 strings. So all the rest are 6 strings. With that in mind, so you can get a closer eye on what's going on here, I'm going to zoom in and get it so you can see my left hand a little bit better here. And put it right in the middle of the screen. There we go. And here's what we're going to look like. We're going to start with a G5 chord. A lot of you may be familiar with this one already. If you're not, we're going to use our 3rd and pinky on the 2nd string and 1st string. 1st finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and 3rd finger, or 2nd finger rather, on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and we strum them all. Should sound like that. From there we have a D over F sharp chord. The way we do that one is we use our 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 3rd finger on 2nd fret of the 1st string. So we're kind of squishing them all together here. Pinky's going to slide over here in between the 2nd and 3rd to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And by the way, the 5th string, this string is going to be muted by the edge of your 1st finger. So that one's not going to ring. It's just going to sound like that. Chord after that is F. Those of you familiar with bar chords, this is just a standard bar chord. with our first finger across all 6 strings on the 1st fret, second finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and 3rd and pinky working together on the 3rd fret of the 5th and 4th strings. From there we move to C. Notice we have a finger in common between F and C. Our 3rd finger, use it for leverage. That finger's on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Second finger is going to be on 2nd fret of 4th string, and first finger is going to be on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and we strum 5 strings for this one. From there we move to E flat major 7. I'm going to give you a couple fingerings for this one. We'll cover the one that sounds a little bit more full first. To do this, we bar the 3rd fret on the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. Our 3rd finger comes to the 5th fret of the 4th string and pinky on the 6th fret of the 5th string, so it ends up looking like this. An alternate fingering for this, it sounds almost the same, just not quite as thick, is to use your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string and your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings. And then finally we go to a D chord, which is 1st finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 1st string, and 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. And so our whole sequence here is G, or G5 here, to D over F sharp, to F, to C, E flat major 7, D, and then it starts again. Like so. And there's the verse. Let me zoom out here for a minute, and I'll get a good look at my strumming hand so you can see how I strum it once through here, so you can see both hands together. Now you can also throw some mutes in there, and the way you do that is you use the heel of your hand to kind of mute the strings a bit, and you can also lift off the frets here to mute the strings and throw them in there like this. He has a few mutes in there here and there. That's what it sounds like when you put some mutes in there. The chorus is muted pretty heavily, the verse not so much. So with that in mind, I think the next section is the bridge. We'll do the bridge next. Okay, here's the bridge to Plush. I'm going to play it. So there we have it. It's all based off the D chord that we learned earlier and the C2 chord, which we're going to learn right now, and G over B. With some individual note pickings in there. First, let's look at the chords. D we already looked at. We know that. C2 looks like this. We're going to bring our first finger over here to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and our 2nd finger here to the 5th fret of the 5th string. Here's a closer look at it. You see I've got my first finger right here, 2nd fret 4th string, and 2nd finger here, 3rd fret 5th string. And I'm strumming just 5 strings here. G over B, we just get rid of our 2nd finger and move our first finger to the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 5 strings again, 4 strings rather, and then it goes back to C2. So our chord progression looks like this. And there's a couple guitars in there. One's kind of like... And in between there's this little hammer, which I'll show you in a minute. The one you can hear more clearly has individually picked notes, and it starts with the open D string, the 4th string, skips over to the 2nd string, then we make our C2 chord, 5th string, then 2nd string, then a chord here, G over B, to C over to C2 chord rather. So we have individual note, 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 chord, chord. And then a hammer from open 3rd to 2nd fret 3rd string. So the whole sequence, note, 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 chord, chord, hammer, starts over again. And there's the rhythm to it. And then from there it's to the chorus with an E flat major 7 chord, which we're going to go to right now. So there's the bridge. Let's move along. Alright, here's the next part of Plush. You can look at this as the second half of the bridge or the first half of the chorus. It's really kind of in between, so whether you want to look at it as the second half of the bridge or the first part of the chorus, it doesn't matter as long as you get the part down. Basically, it switches between our E flat major 7 chord to F. 2 chords which we've already learned. That's it. I'll play along with the music for you so you know what I mean, and that way you'll see what we're doing a little bit better, and then maybe I'll go over it chord for chord one more time for you. Okay, so that's how that goes. Just E flat, couple mutes. The way I'm muting it here is I dampen the strings actually with my left hand. 2 strums each until the end, where he says, "Will she smell alone?" And then we have a bit of a gallop rhythm there. And after that, the first time through, it goes back to the intro riff. Second time through, it goes to the chorus. Where in the dark I find her, which we're going to do next. Let's do the chorus. Okay, here's the second guitar, and it kind of whizzes right by, but it's not too much. So it all starts, we're going to anchor our second finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, but we're not going to pluck it yet. And our first finger is going to gravitate between the open string and the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So our first sequence is going to look like this. We're going to go open, 2nd, 3rd, using 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. So it's like open, 1st finger, 2nd fret, 3rd finger, 4th fret, all on the 3rd string. Then we're going to pluck the 2nd string where our 2nd finger is already anchored. Should look like that. Then we're going to go back down, 4, 2, open, and then back to 2. Like so. So we take the whole thing. Next, we're going to leave our first finger here, bring 3rd finger over to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string where 2nd finger was, and plop the 2nd finger down on 3rd fret of 4th string. And we're just going to strum through those. We're going to go 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, back to 3rd. And then a couple of chords. So what we have so far is this. Next we're going to make kind of half of a C shape here. What I mean by that is 2nd finger 2nd fret 4th string and 1st finger 1st fret 2nd string with an open 3rd string here. Go right through the strings and back down. then we're going to switch it around here to first finger, first fret, 4th string, and second finger, first fret, 2nd string. Just one sweep through. Slide up to 3rd, then to 1st, and then it all starts again. Back into that part of the song. So there's the second guitar in the chorus, and now all we have to do is put all the parts together. Here's the chorus to Plush, and this one consists entirely of chords we've already gone over. I'll give you the order of them really quick here so you can write them down before we play it along with the music, and then after we play it along I'll go over the rhythms of them with you. Instead of using the G5 here, I like to use this G just because we articulate it in this chorus, and it's a little easier to articulate it using this G chord. And what I'm doing here is it's the same as the F chord we learned earlier, just slid up 2 frets to the G in the root here. So here we have F note, F chord, G note, G chord. There's a logic behind that. And what we're going to do is I tend to emphasize the lower strings, and we're going to do 5 strums. So it's going to go G, F, C, which we saw earlier, then 1 E flat major 7, 1 D. And that's going to be our progression. And you can also, if it's a little bit easier for you, use this E flat 7. It would look like this in that case. See how I did that? And once again, the strums, we have 5, a couple mutes, and then 6 here. I'm sorry, 5, but with a different articulation. Then 5 of these. 1, 1. So we have 5, 1, 5 here, different articulation. And then from there they go back into the intro. Now there is a second guitar of individually picked notes in the chorus, which we're going to hit next. Let's do it.